If you have been playing the same chord progression for a while and you feel kind of stuck playing the same old stuff over and over again, let me tell you something, guys. You are not alone. Now, the cool thing is that it doesn't really take that much to bring back the fire and the motivation that you had when you first started. If you think about it, I've been playing this chord progression since I was 12 years old. G major, B minor, C major, and D major. But the reason why I'm so passionate about it is because I always try to find a way to make it sound slightly different. Now guys, if you stick around, I'm going to show you how I actually do that. And trust me, you don't wake up one day and you are able to play these beautiful and lovely chords just like that. You have to work for it. Now I'm going to be using the capo on the fret number 2, so all the chords are related to the capo. I'm going to be calling this chord a G major chord. But you know that this is not really a G major because of the capo. This is actually an A major chord played with the G major shape. But of course we're going to call it G major because if I play this chord and I call it A major, it's insanely confusing. Now the step number 1 is very simple. Take advantage of the open strings. And of course guys, when we play open chords, we're already playing these chords with open strings like the G major or the C major and the D major, right? But if you move these chords in a different position of the neck, you can really change the color of each one of these chords. Let me give you an example. You can play the G major just like a normal G major. But when I play the B minor, I'm gonna play it like this. So I'm literally playing the root note, the minor third of the chord, the B string open again, which is another root note, and the E string open, which is the 11th. So with a chord shape that is similar to the G chord shape, I was able to completely transform the B minor chord into this, which is, you know, still a lovely chord, but into something a little bit more interesting. Now the next chord is the C major chord. I am in this area of the neck, so I'm going to move it 1 fret up, and I'm going to play it like this. And this is a lovely C major chord. I'm playing the root note, the 5th, and the major 3rd, right? But it sounds different than this. And then the last chord, the D major, we just have to bring this one up 2 frets. So we're going here on the double dot. Should be easy to visualize it. So you have G, B minor 11, C major on fret number 8, and this lovely D sus2 on the fret number 10. So step number 1, familiarize yourself with these lovely chords. Just play them one time. And then move on to the step number 2 when you feel ready. Now step number 2 is of course rhythm. And we can add rhythm using the finger picking technique. In fact, I'm gonna play the chord progression like this. Now, of course, guys, you can use any finger picking patterns that you want. But for me, as a rule, I like to have the index finger on the G string, the middle finger on the B string, and the ring finger on the E string. And then the thumb, of course, will pluck the bass, which is going to change depending on which chord we are playing. Now, let me show you this very simple pattern. So I'm playing with thumb and middle, index, middle, and then I have index, bass, and middle. That's it. Now for the second chord, the B minor, we're gonna change it up a little bit. The structure is still the same, but we're playing with thumb and index, middle, index, middle, thumb, and index. For the C major, we're going to go back to the same finger picking pattern we used for the G major chord. And then same thing for the D major. Now if we add one more open string, we can add even more color to the chords, and so I can introduce the first string open and play the chords like this. So it's literally the same finger picking pattern. I'm just changing the last note and play the top E string open. So it's thumb and middle, index, middle, index, thumb, and the ring finger on the top E string. And then we're going to do the same thing for the other chords. Now with the next step, we can add even more color and rhythm to the chord progression by adding the percussion. We're going to be using the thumb slap technique. Now I already made a video where I talk about this percussive and lovely technique. Make sure that you check it out in the description down below. So the same chord progression with the thumb slap is going to sound so much more colorful. Let me play it for you. Now we're going to try to keep the same finger picking pattern, even though with the thumb slap, we're going to kind of add a little bit more of the thumb. And so we're going to break it down into 3 groups of 4 notes. We're going to start with the thumb and middle. Then we have the thumb slap, index, and thumb. These are the first 4 notes. And the cool thing is that you can isolate these 4 notes and loop it just to practice the thumb slap. Then you have the thumb slap again. So the second group starts with the thumb slap, then middle, and then you have the thumb and the thumb slap again. So this one is. When you put the first 2 groups together, and then we finish with the last 4 notes, we're going to have the index, thumb, ring, and the thumb slap. So when you put the whole thing together, it sounds lovely and it has so much more rhythm now. Now the second chord will have the same structure. We are just going to invert the index and middle. So we're going to start with the index finger. So thumb and index. And then middle. So as you can see, the structure is the same. It's just the reverse now for the index and the middle finger. And then we'll go back to the same pattern that we learned for the G major chord. So when we play the C major, we have the same. And we're just going to change the last chord, the D major. So I'm going to play the D major like this. I have thumb and middle, thumb slap, index, thumb, and then the ring finger, and then the thumb slap. And then the second string, fret number 7, and the D string. So I'm playing the fret 7, the D string, thumb slap, and then the E string open, thumb, and the second string again. Now let's finish the exercise with this lovely chord progression. Now we're still gonna have the same chords more or less. We have the C major. And we have this lovely technique which is called the thumb slap and strum. So we are adding even more percussion to the chords. The arpeggio is very simple if you think about it. We just have thumb and middle and then index, middle and index. That's it. So, but then we have the thumb slap and strum. So I'm striking the bass with the thumb, and then I'm strumming with the middle finger. Then we have the bass, middle, and index. So this is the finger picking pattern. The G major, the A minor chord, and the E minor chord. C, G, and we finish with D. The last note will be the D string open and the fret number 7, the F sharp. Of course, guys, we can keep going on and keep adding things, but let's just wrap things up here so that you can practice these lovely chords. Remember, take it step by step, guys, and start with the most simple finger picking pattern, add some open strings, and then you take it from there and you try to develop the chord progression, as much as you want. So enjoy this lesson.